on up here, Benny. Mr. JR. You see, the storms of life that we walk through are trials, and they are trials that, like I said, we don't call on, we don't expect, and sometimes they come up and we are not even prepared for them. The United States of America has weathered many, many storms through the years, many different battles. I looked up several different things, and there are over 400 documented U.S. battles since 1776. 99 wars or campaigns have been participated in at least 12 major wars, one of which war that Benny and others of you have had to walk through with World War II and many wars since that time. From the founding of Jamestown settlement in May 14, 1607, through the signing of the Declaration of Independence on July 4, 1776, and up until today, there are battles going on. And the battles that are going on are battles for freedom, battles for the freedom to keep our anchor in Jesus Christ, because the only thing that Satan hates in this world is individuals who are not sold out to him. And so the God of this world is at attack all the time on the creator of this universe, who one day will claim this place back. But if God did not give opportunity for choice, then he would not be calling out a people to be his children. He left the old devil on this world and bad things happening so that we would have the opportunity to make choices in that way. The inauguration of the first president, George Washington, on April 30th, 1789. I looked up all of these different things, and I thought about how intricately, and the blood that was shed and the lives that were given, how intricately woven all these things are together with the fact that we can stand today and preach openly, because there are many, many countries today where this is not possible. If you served in the United States Armed Forces in some way, if you wouldn't mind standing up, I would be much obliged to you today. Stand today. Thank you. You are an inspiration, and we're grateful. And I know that the freedoms that we get to exercise today are not something that we're supposed to take advantage of, but something that we are supposed to work in, something that we're supposed to embrace, and something that we're supposed to celebrate on behalf of Jesus Christ. Dr. JR, share with us some of the story of inspiration from this man's life. If you want to sit down, Benny, you're welcome to. I'm going to sit down.
Yeah, I surprised Benny, I guess, I don't know, about a month ago or so, and I let him know that I was working on a piece of art that he had inspired me through his stories and testimony here at the church. His experiences that he talks about in World War II and coming home and the trials that he went through once he kind of got back and try to get his life back together, and how difficult it was, and I think a lot of people that do come back from war have that experience. But then his wife had a big role in trying to move him towards Christ, and he resisted that, from what I understand, and ultimately then she passed, and then he began to find his way to the church. So that was such a strong influence to me. I tried to, and I felt like I could express it in images. I've had a lot of my influences in the last year has come from this church family here, and this was one of them, and it was probably one of the strongest ones. There's a church here in the picture, and that church is a church that I just drew a blank. Ferries Crossing and Harper's Ferry on the Shenandoah River. It's one of the last churches that stood and wasn't hit during the Civil War. And when I saw that and learned more about that, I wanted to use that image in this painting with the flags as an expression of the shadow of the church and how it began to influence and help heal Benny. And I'll get through this. I paint very emotionally, and emotions do come out in the paintings. But the influence of the church and the flag. I made this and called this the old Patriot church. So that's really what I wanted to share. This was for Benny, and he was surprised because he didn't have any inclination that this was going on. So be careful, folks, what you might say to me. You might get a painting. Doug Meyer. We have licensed this this picture, as well as the other ones, to be put onto thank you cards, and we've got some in the backpack there after church if y'all are interested in donating. So that's what I got.
Benny, you got anything you want to share with us today?
Yeah.
Well, grab that microphone right there. And
Well, the first place, he said it was a complete surprise, and it really was. And I didn't know what a great thing I had. But I had to go down to the VA, and I had the painting and the plaque in the back of the car, and I got down there and taken it out. And people in the VA got to talking about it, looking at it. So they went and got one of the guys that's in charge of the hospital, and he wanted me to give him the painting and the plaque and let them build a deal and put it on the wall. But I felt like I hadn't had it very long, and I thought I needed to keep it at home, and I haven't made up my mind if I want to give it to this church along with a plaque, or whether the church wants it or not. But if they don't, I guess when I die, my kids will give it to the VA. But you just don't meet men like this every day that would put that much time into somebody that we really, I guess, didn't know each other that well. We eat dinner together 2 or 3 times. And to me, this has been one of the greatest things in my life. The only thing I'm sorry for, my wife didn't live to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. Thank you.
You need to get over here now. I couldn't fall right in this church.
We need a slide, don't we?
Yeah. Reckon we can get one?
Sure we can.
Thank you.
We got other talented people here too. They build slides.